Happy Thursday. It's the Jam Nation podcast with Jonesy and Amanda.
The reunion special of Alone Australia is on tonight, SBS at 7:30. Gina is the winner of Alone Australia. Yeah. She's one of the most inspirational people you will meet. But having said that, she's on our show today. You'll see all of them at the reunion. All participants came back. But Gina talks to us on the show today about how she caught that wallaby.
I like how you're hosting this reunion special and you chose not to host the reunion special of Blow Up. That's how you would have started it. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese joining us on the show.
We have our mystery footy tipper.
Yeah. And Tales of the Nutbush, we pay tribute to Tina Turner. Enjoy the podcast.
Everybody
Right now, by the miracle of recording, we had so many requests for them to do it again.
Mistress Amanda.
Miss Keller. Amanda.
Doesn't work alone.
Wow, this is fantastic.
Her friend is in a back room making the tools of the trade.
I've heard them describe him as a drunken idiot.
Sorry, I've been drinking beer.
The legendary pirate Jonesy and Amanda the actress.
Hello, Wiggles. Congratulations, Mandy. We're on the radio right now.
Jonesy and Amanda, you're doing a great job.
You have no empathy for anyone but yourself, you giant tool.
Now's the time to hear good radio.
Sorry, a bit of a tongue twist there.
Jonesy and Amanda are here.
It's showtime, a-holes. We're on the air.
Hello there, Amanda. Tina Turner.
Tina Turner has passed away. Shocking news to hear this morning. She had a long illness, but I wasn't aware of any of that.
Well, she wanted to be euthanized a few years ago, if you remember. That was a story.
Was it?
Around. Yeah.
Apparently she had... it said she died peacefully at the age of 83 after a long illness. She lived in Zurich with her husband. So she'd been ill for some time. 83, but Tina Turner. Wow, and the musical's on at the moment?
The musical's on. What happens with the musical?
Don't know. Lots of questions this morning.
We had a great love affair with Tina Turner here in Australia because she did the NRL stuff. She was in Mad Max 3. And the songs, you just put them on. Last week we were talking about your memories of the Nutbush. Banger. And then resurgence in the 80s. Remember all this sort of stuff?
So good.
Down for money. Oh, yeah.
Oh, so good.
Oh.
She remade herself a number of times, didn't she? She remade herself after the Ike years. And then, as you said, again in the 80s, we're just looking at some film clips of her this morning, walking around like she had a bantam chicken on her head. But remember the giant hair? And at the time we just go, oh, yeah, there's Tina Turner. None of us went, wow, what's that?
But,
she's extraordinary. And it always annoyed me that she was referred to as a grandmother. You know, every time Mick Jagger performs, they don't say grandfather. Yeah, but, Tina Turner from the time she was 40 has been referred to as a granny.
As a granny. Yeah. Angry Anderson tells great stories about her because he worked with her in Mad Max 3 and she was very, very approachable, very, very lovely.
Oh, really? He loved her?
Yeah, he loved her and just really a nice lady. And Barnsey says the same story. So she was a great friend of Australia and she loved coming back here.
Yeah, she did. And why did they pick her for those league commercials?
Well, it all started with, do you remember the song What You Get Is What You See? There was an 80s song and they used that in an NRL campaign. It wasn't really designed, like Tina wasn't, they just used her song.
Right.
And then I've forgotten how it worked out. I think the league boss at the time, Alan Quayle,
I don't know.
Anyway, he finangled it and it ended up being, and then Simply the Best came along.
I was at that
And then Barnsey and Tina sung Simply the Best together.
Yeah. I was at that grand final when they filmed that thing with Tina and I know that they're also running down the beach and things, but the bit where they're running on the field. Yeah. And I knew nothing really about league and someone had invited us along to a grand final.
No, you were one of those.
I was one of those then. I'm more of a league fan now. But it was extraordinary to see it. You think, I wonder what this is for. And then suddenly, bang, there it is. Who's that with the chicken on her head?
Bantam chicken.
Is this an ad for KFC?
Well, and we never spoke to Tina. Did we ever speak to Tina?
No, but I would have been overwhelmed. What a hero Tina Turner is.
Extraordinary lady. What a legacy. Let's throw our shows open to Tina. We'll put some Tina songs on. You know what we should start the show with? I think a banger is Proud Mary.
Oh, that's my favourite.
Her and Ike. in tumultuous times as well.
All right. Well, while we play this song, here's put your thinking caps on also for Magnificent Seven. Question 1. What's one circuit of a track in a race called?
Here we go. Rest in peace, Tina.
Let's do it.
It's 6:07. WSFM.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
WSFM. Hello there. It's Jonesy and Amanda, Tina Turner.
Wow.
Whoa. How does she ever keep up with that? How do you even sing that?
With Beyonce apparently rehearses for shows and things by singing on a treadmill.
Mm-hmm.
Tina just did it.
Yeah.
If you've just joined us, Tina Turner has passed away.
At the age of 83. Oh, man.
What a song.
What a song. And what a time. Look at that. She was with that dreadful husband, Ike, who used to bash her all the time.
But she's reclaimed that song and sung that without him since then. I've seen some amazing footage of her and Cher singing that. Both of them in these outfits and legs there, and they're all pumping their legs and their arms. It's amazing.
That's a fest.
Yeah.
That's a fest. We'll play some more Tina Turner throughout the show. It is 6:14. Hello, it's Jonesy and Amanda here. We're into the Magnificent Seven right now. 7 questions. Can you go all the way and answer all 7 questions correctly? If you do that, Amanda will say...
Oh, I'll say, do you miss Tina Turner? I do already.
But it's about getting question 7 right. Jeremy has joined us.
Hi, Jeremy.
Good morning.
Question 1 for you on this sad day. Well, it's an uplifting day because we're remembering Tina Turner with full gusto. Question 1.
You can see a gusto in that leotard.
Sometimes. What's the one circuit of a track in a race called? What if you do one circuit? What's that called?
A lap.
It's a lap.
Lego minifigures, that's people to you and me, are generally what colour?
Yellow.
They're yellow.
Let's play What's on the Box, Jeremy.
Television.
I'll turn the box on.
What show has this theme?
Oh, I've got a flashback.
I know it, but I've never watched this show.
You had to watch this when your kids were little,
It wasn't big in our house.
wasn't it? They all sounded like they had adenoids. Jeremy, any idea there, mate?
None.
None at all? You want to have a stab?
It's a kids' show.
I know the tune. I just don't know the show.
Jeremy. Matt has joined us in North Kellyville.
Hello, Matt.
Hello, Amanda. Hello, Jonesy.
Do you know what that song is? What the show is?
I'm sorry, I don't. It's like maybe Shell's Playhouse or something
Shirl's Neighbourhood.
No. Sorry, no.
What a show. Shirley Strawn from Skyhawks. Claude Crowe. Hey, Boxhead.
That was on in the afternoons, wasn't it?
Remember on the living room, and I think the living room is still around if you incorporated my idea of putting Claude Crowe into the living room.
We've got Miguel. He played that same role.
You and the guys are sitting in there, and then Claude Crowe.
Played by you.
Give us some entertainment, toots.
Yeah.
I think it would have been great.
Yeah. I think the fact that you said those words out loud is what killed that show. Well, that's question number 3. What TV show has this theme? One of Tina Turner's biggest hits.
13 WSFM is our number. Call us and play the Magnificent Seven at 6:16.
Jam Nation.
The Magnificent Seven, and we're at question number 3. What's on the box?
Television.
I'll turn the box on.
What kids' TV show had this theme song?
I reckon Dean of Ultimo would know this.
Hi, Dean.
Hey, how are ya?
What's that show?
That would be Rugrats.
Rugrats. They all sounded like they had adenoid problems.
When they don't know.
On the set of Sesame Street, Cookie Monster doesn't actually eat cookies, but painted what? A, pancakes, B, rice cakes, or C, cardboard?
Rice cakes.
It is rice cakes, because real biscuits or cookies, as they say, would have damaged the puppet because of the grease.
C is for cookie.
I've often thought that you've eaten like that, Brendan, because Jonesy will take a biscuit or something.
No, rice cake. We're after the show
a rice cake, and just the bits of it just spit out the side of your mouth as if you don't actually have a gullet. It's as if there's just a scoop of material at the back of your throat.
Not true. Don't believe a word, Tina.
Dean, I think his name is. Tina.
Tina.
It's all gone to poo in here.
No, that's not.
Question 5. Which singer Stop laughing. It's a serious question.
Yes, it is.
Which singer known as the Queen of Rock and Roll sadly passed away last night?
Tina Turner.
Tina Turner. Is that what you were calling
That's why I think
Tina?
it's Freudian. I said, so really it's an homage. What's the name of Disney's Little Mermaid?
Ariel.
Brings you to question 17.
Dee?
Come on, here it goes. A loose Japanese robe with wide sleeves is known as what?
Kimono.
You've done it!
Yes. Congratulations to you, Dean. It was a bit of a doddle for you. You've won the Jam Pack, a family pass to Scenic World. Mountains of fun. $150 to spend at Holy Moly, Darlinghurst, Australia's best mini golf, par none. And Jonesy and Amanda Carriage to choose for the colour and some Stater pencils. Anything you'd like to add to this, Dean?
Thank you guys very much. I tried on Monday and got to question 5, and here we are on Thursday.
Well, Dean, don't tell us that. It sounds dreadful. It sounds like we've got one listener.
What it does tell me is if Dean tries again, he'll get past the winning question. He'll be hosting the show.
Sounds like Dean's got a ban for 3 months.
Thanks, Tina.
Thanks, Tina.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
Blast off for Kicksville.
Let's see what happens.
Thumbing through the pages of the Jalmanac. Not much thumbing because this page has just been printed. On this day, Tina Turner died.
You're waking up to the news this
On this
morning.
day.
Tina Turner's passed away at the age of 83.
Born Anna Mae Bullock way back in 1939. And she had a few bites at the career cherry hole, Tina. She certainly dazzled back in the 60s and 70s.
With Ike?
And a terrible relationship, which we'll talk further about. But in the 80s, had a resurgence and a love affair with Australia began. It was really because of her star role in the movie Mad Max 3.
So
Beyond
Mad
Thunderdome.
Max was before all the rugby league stuff.
It was, yeah, so the rugby league stuff came after that.
Right.
But she lived in Australia for a while filming Mad Max.
That was number 3, did you say?
Number 3. I know you're a big fan of Mad Max, the trilogy of Mad Maxes.
What happens in number 3?
Forget number 4. I got no time for that.
What happened in number 3?
Come on, it was Beyond Thunderdome. So
I remember seeing it.
Tina played the character Auntie Entity, and she was the ruler of Bartertown.
Right. And
the
something
town
happened in
ran
that
on
big
methane.
dome.
That was the Thunderdome.
A town
2 men
ran
enter.
on methane?
It ran on methane. That's where they got their gas from.
Were there
from the
fart
pigs.
jokes in it?
They actually, funnily enough, there
They
wasn't.
missed that.
No. Angry Anderson was in it. Mel Gibson was in it.
Of
Tina
course.
Turner was in it. One notable outfit she wore in the film, you would know this, was a shimmering gold sequin gown with large spiked headdress. Do you remember that?
Yes. It was like a chainmail kind of an outfit.
Turner's performance in the film received very positive reviews, and her iconic presence added to the overall appeal of the movie. Here's Tina in the movie meeting Mel Gibson's character Max for the first time.
A warrior, Auntie, looking for a deal.
But he's just a raggedy man.
He's quick.
And what did you do before all this?
I was a cop, a driver.
But how the world turns. One day cock of the walk, next to feather dusting.
And she had quite the range as well.
What's this? You think I don't know the law? Wasn't it me who wrote it? And I say that this man has broken the law. Right or wrong, we had a deal. And the law says, bust a deal, face the wheel.
Bust a deal and face the wheel.
And you get Frank Thring to boot.
She's a good actress.
She's a great actress.
Very theatrical.
She also contributed to the film's soundtrack with this one, We Don't Need Another Hero.
Jam Nation.
WSFM, hello there, it's Jonesy and Amanda. Tina Turner has passed away overnight at the age of 83. Mad Max 3 Beyond Thunderdome. You've seen that movie.
I've seen the movie, but she was good in it.
She was great in it.
But he's just a raggedy man.
But she's known more for her music than she was for being in Mad Max. Of course she was.
I know that you were a bit sneery towards Mad Max.
Well, this is
and Mad Max 4, you've got every right to be sneery.
Let's not make this about Mad Max. This is about Tina Turner today.
Of course.
There were other people in that film, sure, Brendan, but
Frank
let's talk
Thring,
about
Angry Anderson.
Let's talk about Tina.
Yeah.
There was a documentary that was released last year called Tina, where she spoke frankly about how hard parts of her life had been. Just have a listen to part of the trailer.
Look what I have done in this lifetime with this body. I'm a girl from a cotton field that pulled myself above what was not taught. I had an abusive life. There's no other way to tell the story. Buddhism was a way out. I started really seeing that I had to make a change.
After the job in the city,
The divorce, I got nothing. No money, no house. So I said, I'll just take my name. And then we tried to get a record deal. Nobody would touch Tina Turner.
She'd play anywhere just to make the money to get by.
My dream is to be the first black rock and roll singer to pack places like the Stones.
When she became successful, the past came up.
Her story reached so many people who felt like they had to keep their secrets locked away deep down.
It's hard when the worst parts of your life has been an inspiration.
No, I don't consider it a comeback. Tina had never arrived. It hurts to have to remember those times. But at a certain stage, forgiveness takes over.
Wow. So watching that this weekend.
Yeah.
Brilliant. She did have a tough life. She said she wrote in her autobiography that her parents had not loved her and she wasn't wanted. Her mother had left the family when she was 11. Her father had then remarried, and so she and her siblings, her sisters, had gone to live with their grandmother. And as you said earlier, Brendan, that, her abusive relationship with Ike, but musically then she was nowhere. She was singing, she was considered a nostalgia act in the early 80s, performing mostly at hotel ballrooms and clubs.
Yep.
And then, of course, came the Private Dancer album. Do you know the song What's Love Got to Do With It had previously been recorded by Bucks Fizz?
Yes.
That's a rock and roll band if ever I've heard one.
If you're taking songs from Bucks Fizz.
Well, you're in trouble. But that album redefined her and relaunched her. And as she said in that doco, she wanted to be the first black female singer to pack stadiums like the Stones did. And boy, did she do that.
That biography, What's Love Got to Do With It? There's a part of it that's really heartbreaking, and it's after Ike has beaten her black and blue and she runs away. She's got nowhere to go. She's got no money. She's a world-famous singer. She goes to a hotel and she's been beaten black and blue, and she says to the concierge, "My name is Tina Turner. I have no money. I have no place to go." And the guy put her up for free in the hotel. That when you read that book, you think, oh, my God, what she went through.
Yeah, and mother of 2 children along the way.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, she had a stroke in 2013, just weeks after her wedding. She learnt to walk again. She's had a tough medical time, diagnosed with cancer, and they say that she's passed away peacefully after a long illness. But she's lived 1,000 lives, our Tina Turner.
A substantial woman.
Absolutely.
Jonesy and Amanda. Jam Nation.
Podcast.
Thousands of members of Australia's Indian community have given a rapturous welcome to the Indian Prime Minister Modi. This hype of his arrival is comparable to Harry Styles coming to town. We have the man on right now who is hosting him and showing him around our fine city, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. Hello.
Good morning. Good to be with you again.
Great to talk to you again. Well, that's kind of a big deal, isn't it?
It was a very, very big deal. Well, someone said to me yesterday, "Why are you lighting the Harbour Bridge in Indian colours?" And I said there are 1.4 billion reasons why we are doing that. The whole world has been looking at Australia hosting Narendra Modi. He is a rock star, certainly with his community. And the event at Homebush the other night was quite extraordinary. More than 20,000 people packed in, cheering his name and hanging off every word. And it was a remarkable speech that he gave. He's very engaging. He's very warm. And he has a great love for Australia, and it was terrific to show him around before he departed late last night after a dinner at the Sydney Opera House, and it was terrific to host him.
What did you eat at the Opera House?
We had a fantastic dinner there at Bennelong, hosting leaders of his delegation from India, including he brought with him the Foreign Minister and his National Security Advisor and a range of leaders from India. We had leaders of Australian business as well there, as well as a couple of handy cricketers, of course. Pat Cummins was there, Steve Waugh, all to engage with the Prime Minister. This is such an important relationship for Australia.
Why is that? You said there are 1.4 billion citizens in India. Why is it so important we have this relationship with them?
Oh, because our economic relationship is so important. India will grow to be the third largest economy in the world in coming years. The opportunity that's there for us to benefit mutually from increased economic relations and trade, our education transfers. There are 2 universities opening up in India. Deakin Uni and Wollongong Uni will be the first foreign universities having campuses in India. And the relationship can go from strength to strength. It can mean jobs, literally, for Australians here as a result of that economic activity. But more than that as well, we're both democratic partners. It is the largest democracy in the world. We share so many common values. And also we've been enriched by the cultural exchange. And pretty soon there'll be 1 million Australians of Indian origin, and we all benefit in our multicultural society, particularly in areas like Harris Park. We've named a section of the area there, Little India, which will be a major tourist attraction for Australia as well.
And also because our relationship with China is warming a bit these days, so it's good to have everyone on side, isn't it?
Well, we need to diversify where our economic links are and our engagement. The truth is that China will continue to be an important economic partner, but at the moment, the trade, our exports to China are more combined than our exports to number 2, 3 and 4 country, Japan, South Korea and the United States. Now, we need to be much more diverse because we know that if you depend just on one relationship, then it can really hurt you if there's any issues arising from it. So we want to make sure that our economy strengthens, and India is, of course, an important relationship, as is Indonesia, just to our north as well. These are all in today's globalised world. There's a lot for us to benefit from this engagement.
Prime Minister, I'm getting anxious about the Voice referendum. I so want it to be a yes, but the discussion from other politicians and from members of the community has been so divisive. We risk so much if it's a no. Sometimes I think, was it easier if it was never put on the table?
Well, the thing is, if you don't run on the field, you can't ever win a game, and this does matter. And I'm very confident that the Australian people will vote yes, that they'll vote yes for recognition. But also, we know there's a 10-year gap in life expectancy. There's gaps in health and education, incarceration rates, housing, and we can't just keep doing the same thing and expect different outcomes. Now, if we listen to people and engage with Indigenous Australians, we will get better outcomes, and that's what the Voice is about. And I'm quite pleased that the National Rugby League and the AFL and the Football Federation and Cricket Australia are all saying yes to reconciliation and yes to the referendum that will be held later this year. It is vital that it succeed, and I am hopeful. Some of the scare campaigns and misinformation that's out there, of course, we expect to deal with, but I think people, when they look at the facts of what this is, it won't make a direct difference to so many of your listeners' lives, but it will make a difference, a positive difference for Aboriginal Australians.
And it's symbolic, because a lot of people are saying about reparations and things like that.
No, it's not.
And that's what I mean. But people are saying that. How do you stop people? How do you stop that narrative where people are saying, "Oh, we're going to have to pay all these reparations"?
I think you stop it through discussions like this, by looking at the facts, informing people. This isn't a third chamber. It doesn't mean reparations. It doesn't mean a right of veto. over any government decision making. It just is a consultative body, and I think that it's a very, indeed, a gracious and generous request from Aboriginal Australians, and I do sincerely hope that people look at the facts which are there. They're available there on the website. The Uluru Statement from the Heart was a generous offer, and I sincerely hope that Australians vote yes.
On another note, Tina Turner has passed away. DJ Albo is in the house. What banging Tina Turner song would you have us play out of 7 o'clock?
Oh, I'm so sad to hear of the passing of Tina Turner. She was a legend who overcame domestic violence and trauma. She provided a soundtrack to our lives, and I think here in Australia, Simply the Best was such a soundtrack for all those who loved rugby league as well. She had so many good songs, though. That would be my pick, but Proud Mary was fantastic. What's Love Got to Do with It? She had so many great hits. She was a great dancer, of course, as well, and appeared in one of the Mad Max movies, Beyond Thunderdome.
One of Amanda's favourite movies.
It's Jonesy's favourite, not mine.
Amanda's favourite movie.
It's a great movie.
Well,
I love the Mad Max movies.
We're going to drop Simply the Best on the deck, mate. That's a bit of DJ speak. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Fantastic.
Okay. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Jam Nation.
We're ready for the grab right now.
Who wants some free money?
Instant.
Coin, cash.
Moolah.
I like the sound of that.
Jonesy and Amanda's
Instagram.
What's this called, love? It's Instagram. 10 questions, 60 seconds on the clock. You can pass if you don't know an answer. We'll come back to that question if time permits. If you get all the questions right, you get $1,000.
You can walk away, and that's fine. People have done that. But if you want to double your money, you have to answer one more question.
We put on our tempting pants, but we've got a long way to get there. Elizabeth has joined us. Hello, Elizabeth.
Hi there, good morning.
Good morning, Elizabeth. We've been so close the last few days. We encourage you to pause. I know you've been listening so close, missing out by one here and there. If you're not sure, say pass, because if we've got time, we'll come back, because if you get it wrong, the buzzer goes off and that's it, okay?
Okay.
All right, Elizabeth.
60 seconds is a long time, Elizabeth.
Well,
long time.
Unless you're on the receiving end, and maybe not. We have 10 questions. Your 60 seconds is about to start. Are you ready?
I am.
Elizabeth, good luck. Here we go. Question 1. How many toes does the average human have?
10.
Question 2. What's the middle child of Prince William and Kate called?
Charlotte.
Question 3. What sport do the Sydney Kings play?
Basketball.
Question 4. What's the colour of the Australian $10 note?
Blue.
Question 5. What ingredient do you sprinkle on fairy bread?
Hundreds and thousands.
Question 6. Slovenia is a country in which continent?
Europe.
Question 7. What's the name of the TV show where people are filmed watching TV?
Gogglebox.
Question 8. Which Hemsworth brother was married to Miley Cyrus?
Liam.
Question 9. How many millilitres are in 1 litre?
1,000.
Question 10. What reality show was Jessica Mauboy on that kicked off her career?
Australian Idol.
There it is.
Finally, we've given away a grand.
You had 18 seconds to go.
Oh, Elizabeth.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay. Elizabeth, here.
Okay.
Let's keep talking. You've got $1,000. You can walk away and we say, have a great day, how wonderful for you. But if you answer one further question, you can double your money to $2,000. What do you want to do, Elizabeth?
I'm just going to take the $1,000.
Because some might say that that's a wise decision because you're risking all your money for this one question. I look at you, Elizabeth.
That's right.
You did all those questions quite easily with 16 seconds, 18 seconds left.
Oh, Jonesy, I hate
and
it
this
when you
question,
tempt them.
I just think,
Oh, Elizabeth.
I just think you could do this.
What do you want to do, Elizabeth?
But it's up to you.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, I'll do it. Jonesy.
Jonesy. You should see the colour of Jonesy's face right now, Elizabeth. You've lost your voice.
No. I feel, Elizabeth, that you can do this.
Elizabeth, are you sure? Don't be swayed by Jonesy. Are you sure you want to double your money?
Yeah, no, let's do it.
Let's do it.
You only live once.
All right.
YOLO.
Okay, here we go.
Good luck, Elizabeth.
Do you want me to ask the question because I let her into this?
No, I'll ask the question so you can
we
sit there
both let her into
and
this.
suffer in your jocks, Brendan.
Come on, Elizabeth, please.
Please, Elizabeth, please.
I want you to please.
Okay. Question
We've
11.
both got DOL.
What's that? Dick Online?
We both
Here's
have.
what happens is if you get this right, you get $2,000. If not, you go away with our blessing and a little bit of anger towards Jonesy. Here we go. Okay, Elizabeth. The Super Mario Brothers characters' names are Mario and who? Oh, we need an answer,
I don't
Elizabeth.
Oh, no.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
No. It was Luigi.
I thought you would have known that.
How do you know what anyone's going to know?
I thought you would have known that. You went through it so easily.
Oh, Elizabeth.
Oh, Elizabeth, I feel like hell.
You get $100 for your groceries, but it's not $1,000, Brendan.
Elizabeth, I can't help but feel part responsible.
Oh, fully responsible, I'd say.
Elizabeth,
Elizabeth,
That's
I'm
right.
so
Never
sorry.
mind.
There goes the YOLO. I bet you wish it was a bit of FOMO instead.
I thought...
Don't even say it.
I thought you would have got that easy
Don't
peasy.
even say it. Now, we said we'd play Anthony Albanese's pick.
Yes,
for
we had
Tina Turner.
DJ Albo on before. DJ Albo is in the house. What banging Tina Turner song would you have us play out of 7 o'clock?
Oh, I'm so sad to hear of the passing of Tina Turner. She was a legend who overcame domestic violence and trauma. I think here in Australia, Simply the Best was such a soundtrack for all those who loved rugby league as well.
We're going to drop Simply the Best on the deck, mate. That's a bit of DJ speak. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Fantastic.
There it is.
Yeah, well, this one goes out to Elizabeth as well.
You are the best, Elizabeth.
Jam Nation.
That's the Prime Minister's pick right there. Tina Turner passed away at the age of 83. We had Anthony Albanese on before. We said we'd play you a Tina Turner song. Simply the Best. What a great song.
And he connected NRL with Tina, as a lot of people have.
Hello, it's Jonesy and Amanda here. Mostly sunny, 23 degrees in the city, 22 in our west. Right now it's 8 degrees. It is 17 past 7.
You're still a little red in the face,
I'm
Brendan.
not red in the face.
You lured Elizabeth into doubling her money. She could have walked away with $1,000. You said, I've looked at the question, the extra question to double your money. You don't know what people know.
It's like when my brother said, do you reckon I can jump this on my push bike? And I said, yeah, I reckon you can do that easy.
Grand Canyon.
And then, stitches, hospital.
And did you say in that situation too, I can't help but feel part responsible?
Well, it's, you don't have to listen to me. Like my wife never listens to me. So
she's learnt the lesson. I think you should give Elizabeth $1,000.
I'm not going to give
giant
her that.
novelty
That
check to
takes
Elizabeth.
the fun out of it.
For who?
For all of us.
Interesting that, it's not interesting that Tina Turner's passed away, but just last week we were talking about the Nutbush because it's only Australia that goes for the Nutbush dance. On the living room, Miguel and Chris actually went to Nutbush in Tennessee and asked everyone about the Nutbush dance. They'd never do it. Somehow in Australia we learned it at school. So did she write the song because she grew up in Nutbush?
I Can Her wrote the song.
So she used to sing in the church choir at Nutbush's Spring Hill Baptist Church.
Yeah.
So they wrote that song together.
They wrote it together. I think Ike would have been the controlling interest in that song, though.
But even Tina doesn't do the dance. Somehow this dance was concocted.
Yep.
And as Australians, we learned it at school because it was seen as the social glue.
We had a bunch of great calls.
We did. Actually, we asked you your tales of the Nutbush.
Yeah.
Why don't we play some of them next?
Okay, and if you want to contribute to this, maybe something piques your memory, 13 WSFM is our number.
Jam Nation. Podcast.
Just last week, we were talking tales of the Nutbush. The tribal drum was beating for that because at school, we got taught it in school.
Yeah, I think it was seen as a physical education exercise for everyone and it's sort of a social lubricant to get everyone up and dancing so you could dance without having to touch each other, basically. But people of a certain generation know all the moves. It's amazing, isn't it? People will still get up at my age and do the Nutbush. But it's only Australians that do this.
Yeah. And Tina Turner appreciated Australia. She loved coming out here. She had a big campaign with the NRL. She was in Mad Max 3, of course. So we had the tribal drum beating for tales of the Nutbush. Remember the call we had from Lucy?
I learned it on the way to Birdsville last year.
Oh, so you obviously didn't grow up in Australia.
No, I didn't. No, but my children did, so they learned it at school.
And so you learned it on the way to Birdsville. What was happening there?
Yeah. The Big Red Bash concert, the festival event.
Yeah. Right. And why did you have to learn the dance, Lucy?
Because they actually hold a record out there. Every year, they try and get as many people as they can to do the Nutbush and break the Australian record, obviously, because it's not done worldwide. So there was over 4,000 of us did it on the day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow,
I can see you. Is that you, Lucy?
A third from the left and the eighth row back?
Well, there was about 6 of us together. We were wearing bright green hats. I don't think we could be seen there, but, we are there somewhere in the... I think I was at row 39 or something like that.
And it was a large brimmed hat. We don't want that fair skin getting burnt out there at Birdsville.
No.
Good on you, Lucy.
So we've had stacks of people calling in just this morning with Tales of the Nutbush, so let's do it.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
Get up, ladybugs.
It's way too early for this, guys.
No rest for the wicked.
If you're waking up, we've just discovered that Tina Turner has passed away at the age of 83. Tina Turner had a great love affair with this country, and it was a mutual love affair.
We loved her. And we were talking just last week about the Nutbush and how strange it is. It's only Australia that does the Nutbush dance, even though Tina grew up in Nutbush.
In Year 7 at school.
Yeah.
Disco dancing.
Yeah. I think it was part of our physical culture curriculum.
I just can't get out of my mind the PE teacher in those little scoop shorty shorts and a Mark Knopfler style headband.
Do you think it'd be like today's version of teaching them to twerk?
Oh, I don't know.
No, I don't think so. This was good, safe dancing. No one touched each other. You learned a dance that is still deep in our psyche. Mm-hmm. So the tribal drum will beat once again for Tales of the Nutbush.
Eva has joined us.
Hi, Eva.
Morning, Jonesy, Amanda.
Hello. Sad news at the passing of Tina. So share your story of the Nutbush.
Well, I was just going to say it is very sad because a dear, dear friend of ours died yesterday. So, and the head's Tina Turner today. So it's not a very good time. But still,
I'm sorry.
We've got to, we celebrate their lives here. With Nutbush, I actually learned how to do Nutbush in the middle of Canterbury ice rink.
Oh, that would have been hard to do that on ice skates.
It became hard. It was hard to begin with, but it was in the mid-70s. You were fearless. You didn't do anything wrong. If you fell down, you got up again. But at times you had about 20 people in a row in the middle of the ice rink in one of the afternoon or evening sessions, and we'd get on there and we'd do it, and that's how I learned it.
There was a time, wasn't it?
Because you're lifting
dancing
your leg
on
up,
ice.
and there's skates involved, there's sharp blades.
Yeah. But dancing to the Nutbush on ice skates is everything that the 70s was all about.
That's the only way I can do the Nutbushes on ice. Very quickly. Brett has joined us.
Hello, Brett.
Oh, hi, guys. I love the show.
Thank you, Brett.
I've got to point out that I grew up in Western Australia, in rural Western Australia, and I finished primary school at the end of 1974. We were dancing a dance that we called the slosh, and the steps are identical to what everyone dances when they jump up to dance to Nutbush City Limits. So I'm telling you, those steps actually preceded that song even coming out on the radio.
Wow.
The slosh.
The slosh.
And would you do the
controversial, I know.
Very controversial.
Brett, that's bombshell news.
And would you do the slosh to any songs in particular?
Well, it's a long time ago now, but I don't remember what songs we did it to, but at our school dances, when we did the slosh, it could have been to any particular song. That was preceding the Nutbush City Limits song coming out, which was probably 76 or 75.
Yeah. Brett, I think we're going to have you arrested because if this story gets out...
if Brett suddenly goes quiet, the Nutbush people will be on the case.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to shut you down, Brett.
On this.
We're going to shut you down because we just can't have that. We can't have that.
Brett, thank you for that.
Jam Nation.
Let's get on down to the Jonesy and Amanda Arms for the pub test. And today, lighting the Opera House sails for India, but not the coronation. So we did it for the Indian Prime Minister, but not the King Charles's coronation. Does this pass the pub test?
We put this... Well, there was some controversy at the time. It was a Chris Minns Labor government decision, a New South Wales decision, not to light the sails of the Opera House for the coronation.
Minzy said it was going to cost $100,000 to light that thing.
$100,000?
$100,000 to light the Opera House.
Okay, well, but we do it a lot. And the previous state government did it a lot. There was one time, 1 in 5 nights last year, the Opera House sails were lit, fully lit. But we put this to the Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, this morning as to why the sails were lit for the Indian Prime Minister.
There are 1.4 billion reasons why we are doing that. The whole world has been looking at Australia hosting Narendra Modi. He is a rock star, certainly with his community.
He says, as we know, that India is the biggest democracy in the world, a huge trading partner. It's the largest population in the world. 2/3 of those 1.4 billion people are under 35. This is what Anthony Albanese said yesterday. And we want a relationship with those people. How do you feel? I'm not a monarchist, but I felt it would have been fair enough to light up the sails for the coronation.
Yeah, but we're not going to get anything out of the UK. No. The monarchy's not going to give us anything.
But it was a big cultural event. We often light the sails up for cultural events, don't we? I know that when they're racing events, they're paid for, etc. But I'd rather see
the money.
Yeah, I'd rather see cultural events represented.
See, I'm pragmatic. You pay the money, we'll put whatever you want up there.
We'll put in our slide projector if you mate.
We'll put Quilton Loves Your Bum up there.
If you pay us.
If you pay us.
Well, see, if you set up that premise, that's what you'll get. Lighting the Opera House sails for India, for the Prime Minister, but not for the coronation. Does this pass the pub test?
Jonesy and Amanda. Jam Nation.
Podcast.
I like football. He likes football. She likes football. We all love rugby.
It's round 13 of the NRL. It's our short round this week.
Because State of Origin is Wednesday. That snuck up quickly, or have I imagined that?
No, that's about right. That's about right. Our last mystery footy tipper was Bo Ryan. He got 6 out of 8. He did pretty well.
Lane Beachley still leads the field 7 out of 8.
She is the lady of the moment. Today's mystery footy tipper
I'm kind of a big deal.
Is a big deal. This man went to the same radio academy as I did.
What a shame.
No doubt. That speaks for his success. He's travelled the world, covered 2 Winter and 3 Summer Olympics. He is now the face of sport at Channel 9 weekday news desk. He sits by the left of Petey. He's the one, the only James Bracey.
This is where we start to get excited. Footy not too far away. It's one of those how good is rugby league moments right there. The party's still well and truly alive. Some great footy does await us. A true festival of footy. Let's get into my favourite segment. Very excited about this one.
Hey, JB.
Hi.
Hello, you two.
Crowd goes crazy for you, mate.
Oh, my goodness. I'm a bit worried.
Tell us why.
I'm a bit worried. You know, like Lane and all these legends of sport who are not only legends themselves, but have done very well in the tipping. I've only got half the games to pick from this weekend, so...
Well, you'll be judged accordingly.
Yeah, well, that's right. We'll scale your results. Are you generally a good tipper?
No, and it makes it even harder because there's players missing because of Origin. This is feeling very unfair.
Yeah. We'll scale you like Max used to scale us at the radio school. So whether we'd paid our fees or not, how good your score
was. And whether it was in cash or check.
James, when you went to the Max Rowley Radio Academy, were there tales of Jonesy? Did everyone just say Jonesy, Jonesy, Jonesy? Was he a big historic star?
His name was up in, there was a big chalkboard up on the wall, and it was all Jonesy and Tim Webster. They were
Timmy
names
Webster.
I used to look at and admire and think, wow.
Wow, one day.
Maybe even just meet them.
Here you are.
James, who's your team? Who do you support?
I'm a North Sydney Bears fan from way back. My old man grew up near Bear Park, so that's the curse I live with. But I'm still there every now and then at Bear Park, watching them in the New South Wales Cup and hopeful that we can sneak our way back into the big league.
Are you going to do an Anthony Wiggle and perhaps buy them?
Yeah, I'll need to have a chat to Channel 9 before I can afford to do that.
Yeah, work on your kids' songs and start from there.
You'd have to be getting the Ken Sutcliffe money by now.
Oh, please. I'm still trying to find the Channel 9 dentist that apparently is.
All right, James. Well, let's see on Thursday. Well, that's tonight, funnily enough. The Dolphins and the Dragons. Are they both missing lots of players?
Yeah, about to jump on the plane to head up for this one. My first game at Dolphin Park, which is up in Redcliffe. It's rugby league heartland up there. Look, yes, both sides depleted because of Origin. In particular, though, the Dolphins. No Hamiso Tabuai Fido. The Hammer is He's an awesome player, and he'll be on Origin duty for Queensland. And this will be close. I've got to say the Dragons, though. I've just got a feeling they put it into their new coach last week, so I'm going to back them tonight.
Right, yeah. Eels versus Cowboys.
Eels, but the Cowboys, they got, 66 points put on them by the Tigers last week. They're having a howler of a season. Eels are missing a big list of players, but I reckon at home they've still got enough.
All right, then on Saturday we've got the Warriors and the Broncos.
Yeah, I'm going the Warriors here. Bronx have got a stack of Origin players out, and the Warriors, this is a good time for them to strike.
Bunnies and the Raiders.
Going the Bunnies, no doubt here for me with the Rabbitohs. They've got Damien Cook, who got overlooked for Origin, and that's enough for me.
All right, and then Sunday, the Knights and the Sea Eagles.
Yeah, big game on 9, this one from Newcastle. I'm going to go the Knights at home over Manly, and that's not just because I'm a Bears fan and born to dislike them. I reckon Newcastle have got something going all right at the moment.
And so can we make that official that you are proposing to buy the North Sydney Bears?
That's what I heard.
Yeah, look move over Blue Wiggle and the Balmain Tigers.
There we go.
The Bears are coming back, thanks very much.
Thanks to James Bracey. Mate, it's always great to talk to you. And, of course, you can check out James on the news with Petey's News every night at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, live from Redcliffe tonight, guys, for the news and the game. And, of course, counting down the next Wednesday, Adelaide for Origin 1, baby. Bring it on.
Give us your tip for that one. I know you're going to say New South Wales, but is that what your head's saying as well?
Yeah, it is. I think I like Freddie's team. He's rolled the dice on a couple, but that's the way Freddie rolls. So I think the game 1 winner wins the series. So the Blues just against Billy's Maroons.
Right, yeah. Thank you, James.
Nice to talk to you, James.
Good to chat to you guys too. Do you reckon I'm on that blackboard at Max's?
I'd say,
of course you are.
I'd say he's gone on with a permanent market by now. Surely.
Let's hope so, mate.
Surely. Good on you, James.
I might have to check in with him. Good on you guys. Thanks for
See ya.
on.
Jam Nation.
We're not gonna take it.
I want you to get up right now.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Go to your windows, open them, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell. I'm not going to take this anymore.
Down to the Jonesy to Manor Arms for the pub test today, lighting the Opera House sales for the Indian Prime Minister, but not the coronation. Does this pass the pub test?
We spoke to the Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, this morning, and he said that that Prime Minister Modi is sort of the rock star of the Indian world. This is why he said it was important.
There are 1.4 billion reasons why we are doing that. The whole world has been looking at Australia hosting Narendra Modi. He is a rock star, certainly with his community.
So the Prime Minister said that they're an incredible trade partner. They're the biggest democracy in the world. 2/3 of the 1.4 billion people are under 35, so it's good to foster a relationship with them. But there are those who felt that we should have, and it was a state decision to not do this, we should have had the sales lit also for the coronation of King Charles. Whether we like it or not, we are part of the monarchy.
Chris Minns said at the time it takes $100,000 to light up the Opera House.
And yet the former government of New South Wales lit it up at one point, 1 in 5 nights last year, for lots of different reasons. So how do you feel? Lighting the Opera House sales for the Prime Minister of India, but not the coronation. Does it pass the pub test?
No, it certainly doesn't pass the pub test. We have a constitution for the king. The Queen has passed and we now have a king. So we really should have lit up the Opera House for the coronation.
It doesn't pass the pub test that we didn't light up the sales for the coronation. I think that we should be a part of it and just celebrate it, and it looks nice in the Opera House. I think it passes the pub test, but at the same time, I do think that the coronation should have been acknowledged on the Opera House sales. But yeah, why not?
It doesn't pass the pub test lighted for India either. For India, yes, not for Narendra Modi. It's not a democracy anymore. You got to live there to understand. There's nothing to celebrate. It shouldn't have been lit for the Indian Prime Minister, in the same reason it shouldn't have been lit for the coronation.
No way in the world we can't be bothered putting it up for our so-called sovereign leader, but we're going to put it up for a rock star. I've never heard any of his records.
Thank you for all your calls.
There you go.
Sadly, Tina Turner has passed away, and she had a great relationship with this country, and it was a mutual relationship.
Well, we're talking earlier about the nutbush, which is something only Australians ever did.
Yeah. We had Tales of the Nutbush. I remember learning it at Year 7 at school, so it only seems fitting.
Let's do it.
That we start this hour with
Dare
it.
you not to dance?
Jam Nation.
There are a number of lives to Tina Turner, weren't they? her early music with Ike, and she came from a family that she has said in her autobiography her parents didn't love her. Her mother left at 11. Her dad remarried. She moved in with her maternal grandmother, and she came from a background of she remembers picking cotton. And then her abusive relationship with Ike and leaving that marriage with nothing. Then in the 1980s, this new resurgence, she was sort of a club singer. She was seen as a novelty nostalgia act until she reinvented herself in the 80s.
Yeah. And it was really largely because of Australia.
It was an Australian producer, wasn't it? Roger Davies, who took her under his wing.
Who works with James Rain and Daryl Braithwaite. And he took Tina under his wing and she re-emerged.
Here's a snippet from the documentary Tina that was out last year where Tina talks about some of her motivations.
Look what I have done in this lifetime with this body. I'm a girl from a cotton field that pulled myself above what was not taught.
I had an abusive life. There's no other way to tell the story. Buddhism was a way out.
I started really seeing that I had to make a change.
After the job in the city, the divorce, I got nothing. No money, no house. So I said, I'll just take my name.
And then we tried to get a record deal. Nobody would touch Tina Turner.
She'd play anywhere just to make the money to get by.
My dream is to be the first black rock and roll singer to pack places like the Stones.
When she became successful, the past came up.
Her story reached so many people who felt like they had to keep their secrets locked away deep down.
It's hard. One of the worst parts of your life has been an inspiration. No, I don't consider it a comeback. Tina had never arrived. It hurts to have to remember those times. But at a certain stage, forgiveness takes over.
A great lady, a substantial woman.
And she did pack out stadiums all around the world. She got to live that part of her dream.
Damnation.
Well, the very first season of Alone Australia wrapped up last night. I hosted the reunion that you could watch on SBS On Demand.
You got on the right bandwagon there.
It's also going to be on tonight, 7:30 on SBS. One of the most impressive humans you will ever meet in your life is Gina, who won the very first season. I was thrilled when I met her. If you watch the show Alone, the seasons that have been done in the past overseas, you will know that you will be talking to the medic, perhaps, when a loved one comes up behind you and surprises you. That's how you know you have lasted the longest in the wilderness. This is what happened to Gina last night after 67 days alone in the wild.
It's really strange not knowing when this will end. I find myself saying, when I get out of here, I'm going to ... So when I get out of here, I'm going to take my friends out to dinner. When I get out of here, I am going to give my mum the biggest hug she's ever had in her life, you know. When I get out of here, I'm going to take my niece Amy out camping. They're the kinds of things. It's more that this place is giving me a... No way! What the
Yeah.
Oh my God!
You did it.
You're here.
Can I give you a hug?
Yes.
Yay.
No!
Well done.
And that was that moment.
That was Lee, Gina's ex-partner, the father of her daughter Blaze, who tapped her on the shoulder and said, guess what, you've won. Gina joins us now. Hi, Gina.
Hi, Amanda. Hi, Kennedy.
Gina, you got to take everyone out for dinner now. You said it.
I do. You know what? And I can't wait to do that.
What a flood of love I've been reading. Even before you won, people were saying, gee, I hope it's Gina, because you were such a character from left of field. Other people went in to fight nature. You just seemed to float on your back and trust that the universe would provide for you.
Yes, pretty much like an otter. You know how those little creatures, they lie there with their paws up on their chest and kind of like scruffle their whiskers? That's pretty much what I did.
Amazing. And it was so incredible what you shared with the audience in the same way that we saw Chris survive a PTSD storm. As you said, your grief storm when it was your daughter's birthday, your daughter passed away at the age of 3. You said it's good for society to see that these things have a beginning and an end.
Yeah, well, it's one of the things that I know from, a lifetime of helping people process emotions and definitely going into to feel my own. And after losing my daughter when she was 3, discovering that our Western culture has, in my view, very limited ceremonies and rituals for grief that are healthy, and I couldn't find anything to lean on, so I had to figure it out for myself. And what I figured out was that grief needs to be felt. It asks to be felt, and the more we talk about it, the more we pull it out of the boxes, the more we have an understanding of how to feel it without it breaking us.
Mike was the runner-up, and we saw Mike. He was like the coyote and the roadrunner trying to catch the wallaby, the paddy melon. And he traps, and he had this and he had that. It was like a bush ballad. You went to the loo and fell over one.
You fell over a wallaby.
Well, actually, it probably more fell over me. I went out for a pee, and after I'd go out for a pee, because my body was really uncomfortable, I would sit on a log and talk to the moon for quite a while and just hang there, because my bed felt like a bed of rocks, and I was sort of putting off going back to lie in it. And I'd been sitting out there for a bit just communing, and all of a sudden, I felt this presence next to me. And I don't know if it came in for the pee or if I smelt like a bushfire as well, because I'd been sleeping in the possum coat in the shelter with a fire for so long. I probably didn't even smell like a human anymore. But whatever it was, this little creature just kind of like glumped next to me, and it was like my body responded before my mind. I don't really remember. It was like I kind of came to landing on it, and then figured out very quickly that I had to find a way of dispatching it.
Wow, and you did it so well, and you're the only person to successfully kill a marsupial and eat it on the show.
Yeah.
And then, but that bit last night when you're just gnawing into the ribs and stuff, I'm going, okay.
So don't do that. Honestly, don't do that. It's like survival wisdom is you always cook everything because there are parasites. But it looked so good, and after all of those days of being protein and fat starved, when I was pulling all of the bits of meat off it, I first of all, I was like, I'll just have a little bit. And then once I started, I was like, this is actually delicious. So I couldn't help myself.
Is that how you're going to look in restaurants from now on?
Well, I pretty much probably have looked like that in restaurants for quite a while. It's just that now I've got an excuse.
Yeah, look out for Gina at Ribs and Rumps.
Yep, that's the one.
Well, it's so great to meet you, and you were so great on the show. I just really fell in love with you, and I'm sure most of Australia did. And tonight, the reunion of Alone tonight, I'm glad Amanda chose to host this and not the reunion of Blow Up, the balloon show.
Gina's going on that next.
Go on Blow Up. Well, Mike could go on Blow Up because he was swearing like a trooper. He was going off his cracker all the time.
I think I dropped a few F-bombs, especially at the end there.
That was so great when you saw Liam just let fly. It was a very Australian reunion.
Yeah, it was really weird. It was like I didn't know that he was there. Like I was so deeply immersed in the wilderness, and it felt so much like home that anything out of context, almost like it wasn't there. I didn't really have any human interaction apart from the very, very, very bare minimum when there'd be a med check. And so having this human from my world suddenly materialise in this world, it took me a little while to be able to believe he wasn't a hologram.
Well, tonight, 7:30 on SBF, you will see the Alone reunion with our very own Amanda Keller and Gina, front and centre, and the rest of the crew.
It was one of the big pleasures of my life to hang with you, and here's to more.
Oh, definitely. Thank you so much. You looked after us so well on that show, all us little fledglings. And, thank you for taking care of us, and thanks for the chat.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
Sound check. Testing. This is it, folks. Over the top.
Our 5-star freeloader, and it's reveal number 4.
So far, who have we had? We've had Madonna in London. That's one of your choices. Ed Sheeran in Chicago.
Sheeran.
Yesterday, Coldplay in Tokyo.
What about today?
Who have we got today?
Let me put on my big voiceover pants.
Do it.
Okay.
Package 4. Stevie Nicks and Billy Joel in Kansas. As you settle into your fully flat suite on board Flight 1017, you realise you're not in Kansas anymore, Toto.
We're off to see the wizard.
Your VIP trip starts with you lounging in the lounge with a glass of bubbly. Then pull on your PJs to fly fully flat to the US of A. There, you'll stay in 5-star luxury. Maybe check out a ball game with the Chiefs and the Royals both calling Kansas home.
And the Kansas City Chiefs have won Super Bowl.
Fuel up on the famous Kansas City style barbecue and try some of the world's best craft beers. Beer. All before you prepare for the real reason you're here. Stevie Nicks and Billy Joel together at Arrowfield Stadium, Kansas City, US of A.
Billy and Stevie together at last. It's like nuts and gum.
Which one's which? That's an incredible package. As we say, you're flying business class, fully lying down. It's going to be so comfortable, so fabulous. All the wonderful things you can do in Kansas City. What a trip. And then, of course, you see those two.
How good is that?
Unbelievable. That's package number 4.
Jam Nation.
I'm so lonely, so lonely.
No need to feel sad and blue. Let Jonesy and Amanda find love for you.
We've moved this to the front burner, the favourite burner on our stove.
What we're doing is selecting 4 finalists. They're going to tell you even more about themselves. If you like them, you register your interest, and this is where Jonesy and I put on our matchmaking hats and gloves, and we try...
There's gloves now?
There's
and
gloves
pants?
now. And we try and
no
matchmake.
pants, I see sexy.
Well, what we're trying to do is find your perfect match. Today, we've got finalist number 3. This is Angela.
Hi, my name is Angela. So how would I describe myself, personality and looks? Personality would be bubbly, cheerful, energetic, really, really friendly. I love talking to people. Have no problem doing that. My looks, well, brown curly hair, 5'3", 3.5 maybe, shrinking, blue eyes. Fair to tan skin, a little bit tanned if I spend too much time at the beach. And I think, look, I'd have to say I'm, particularly if you dare mention the age, I'm fit. I spend half my weekend on my bicycle or running or swimming. Yeah, that's how I describe myself. Special talent. Well, I'd have to say photography. It's a blast from the past, but I really liked it and I got quite good at it. And hopefully it would be something that I'd be good at again if I made the effort. Dating me, wow. Well, it's been a while since I've dated, so it's hard to actually put that into a sentence. So let's just say I think that I would be nervous, excited, and quiet, but talking a lot, if that makes sense. But eventually calm down. Don't hate me. Don't hate me if I mention, well... Oh gosh, I mention, if not once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times a day, my cat, Bentley. He's like a shrine everywhere. He is definitely something that I would always talk about. Not something, a someone. He's gorgeous. You'd have to know his name, Bentley.
Bentley the cat?
You have to know Bentley the cat if you want to know Angela.
Nothing wrong with cats.
If you like the sound of Angela and she sounds gorgeous, why don't you head to wsfm.com.au, express your interest, and we will see if we can find Angela a perfect match.
Jam Nation.
Everybody shout! Come on now, sing out! It's time for the Ghoulies get together.
Would you like to win $20,000? If you're our favourite Ghoulie of the Year, that's what happens, thanks to Hare & Forbes Machinery House. Download the iHeartRadio app, press on the microphone, record your Ghoulie.
What have we got?
Hi, Jonesy and Amanda. My ghoulie is around train replacement buses on the weekend. These guys seem to drive so fast on suburban roads. They can, because there's no stops, only the ones at stations. Can these guys please slow down? They drive like Thomas the Tank Engine on steroids. Can I remind them they are a train replacement service? Not a train replacement. That would have been another train. If you wanted to drive fast on the road, you should have been an ambulance driver. And you get to play a siren.
Oh.
You know what? I like those train replacement buses when they drive like they're in the movie Speed. You get on there, and because they go a different way, and they just go flat out all the way. And you get there quicker. quicker
His ghoulie is your joy. That's the way the world goes, isn't it? What else have we got?
Do you know what gets my ghoulies is when I'm sick and I'm tired, and I'll say, I'm sick and I'm tired, and then the kids will say, I'm sick, I'm tired. The husband, I'm sick, I'm tired. It's not a competition, guys, but when I'm sick and I'm tired, and if it were a competition, I would win, hands down. I am always busy, I'm sick, I'm tired, more than you guys are. I win.
Fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough too.
Fair enough,
We're
Mum.
the same with the hours we do. No one can be more tired than us. I feel sorry for anyone that's ever met me, because if anyone says they're
Yeah.
tired, I go, oh, really?
Yeah, I feel sorry for anyone that's ever met you too. Out with the bad, in with the good. If you dipped out, it doesn't matter. You can record your ghoulie via the iHeartRadio app. It's 3 to 9.
Our favourite caller, email or Facebook friend gets a 2-night stay at a 2-bedroom luxury Meriton Suite. Meriton Suites in Canberra opening soon. You can book now.
And I take that back. You are a delight to me.
Shut your neck.
People love you.
Shut your neck.
Jonesy and Amanda, tea towel and 18th birthday keyring for you as well.
Well, I wonder who we're going to give it to today.
Who?
Instagram is a quiz that
Oh,
we
come
have
on,
at
that's
7
in the
o'clock.
past. That's
You
in
can
the
win
past.
$1,000 if you get 10 questions right within 60 seconds. If you get all 10 questions correct, you can walk away with $1,000. But we say, do you want to answer one more question to double your money? Get it wrong, you lose everything. Elizabeth from Redfern today. She went all the way. All 10 questions were answered correctly. We offered her $1,000. She said, yes, I think I'd like to go. And then this happened.
I'm just going to take the $1,000.
Because some might say that that's a wise decision because you're risking all your money for this one question. I look at you, Elizabeth.
That's right.
You did all those questions quite easily with 16 seconds, 18 seconds left.
Oh, Jonesy, I hate
and
it
this
when you
question,
text them.
I just think,
no, Elizabeth.
I just think you can do this.
What do you want to do, Elizabeth?
But it's up to you.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, I'll do it. Jonesy!
Jonesy, you should see the colour of Jonesy's face right now, Elizabeth. You've lost your voice.
No, I feel, Elizabeth, that you can do this.
Elizabeth, are you sure? Don't be swayed by Jonesy. Are you sure you want to double your money?
Yeah, no, let's do it.
Let's do it.
You only live once.
All right.
YOLO.
Okay, here we go.
Good luck, Elizabeth.
Do you want me to ask the question because I let her into this?
No, I'll ask the
Okay.
question so you
So
can
we
sit there
both let her
and
into this.
suffer in your jocks, Brendan.
Come on, Elizabeth, please.
Please, Elizabeth,
Please, I want you to please.
Okay, Elizabeth. The Super Mario Brothers characters' names are Mario and who? Oh, we need an answer,
I don't
Elizabeth.
know.
Oh,
no. Sonic the Hedgehog.
No. It was Luigi.
I thought you would have known that.
How do you know what anyone's going to know?
I thought you would have known that. You went through it so easily.
Oh, Elizabeth.
I can't help but feel part responsible for that.
Jonesy.
I think you could probably shoot somebody and then you'd say, I feel partly responsible. You were fully responsible.
No, I think you had a big hand in that.
That was
as well.
excruciating, even listening to that back.
Righto, you two. That's enough.
Ugly Phil's up next, but we're back for Jam Nation, so we'll see you at 6 o'clock.
Well, my wife doesn't listen to me. Don't listen to me.
Jonesy's off to write a giant novelty check for Elizabeth.
Oh, come on, she's got a nice place in Canberra to stay at. Meriton.
That one's not open yet. She can stay anywhere. She's allowed to stay anywhere where there's Meriton.
We'll see you from 6 tonight for Jam Nation. Good day to you.
Well, thank God that's over. Goodbye. Goodbye. Wipe the tears, baby dear, from your eyes.
Catch Jonesy and Amanda's podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Goodbye.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast. Catch up on what you've missed on the free iHeartRadio app.